And welcome to the Factor Uncensored. Well, some disturbing news for men in the future, not just in this country, but all around the world. Now, sperm counts among men in North America, Europe, Australia, and New Zealand declined more than 59% from 1973 to 2011. Now, we're told at the current rate, half of the men in those countries would have no sperm by 2045. Joining us to talk about this is Dr. Shauna Swan. She's a professor of environmental medicine and public health at Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai. Glad to have you here on the Factor Uncensored with this disturbing news. So why have we seen such a rapid and dramatic decline in sperm count in men?
So thanks for inviting me. Happy to be here. And why we have seen this is really the $64,000 question. We can account for some of it. The two major sources are how we conduct our lives, the stress, the bad eating, the overweight, the lack of exercise, and that certainly plays a role. But by far the most important are the chemicals that surround us, that are in our lives, that are in our food, in our water, in our dust. We breathe them, we put them on our bodies, and we can't escape them. And these are chemicals that can lower, among other things, testosterone. They can interfere with estrogen. They can really wreak havoc, if you will, to our hormonal systems. And we won't even know about it because they're totally silent and invisible. So this is the crisis we're fighting today, and what I feel is the most important driver of this decline in reproductive function, both in men and in women.
Now, when we talk about the problems that we face that's causing the rapid decline in sperm count, we're talking about something, half the problem we can do something about by healthy living, with healthy living. The other half, it takes a concerted effort by damn near the world to address it. You're talking about hidden chemicals in like plastics, containers that our food come in. And for many of us, we're powerless to do anything about that as an individual.
That's the sad story. That's correct. You're absolutely correct. There are some things we can do. And actually in our book, Countdown, where I lay this out, we do go in detail in 2 chapters on things that people can do. So there are things that people can do that lower their exposure. And actually, if people are trying to get pregnant, planning to get pregnant, they should really read this and pay attention and make these changes because they work. It's been shown, and we give examples of people who have altered their behaviors and turned their bad sperm around, if you will. But you're right about the bigger picture. The onslaught of chemicals coming into our bodies can't be addressed by us, and actually we shouldn't have to. The government should be doing that for us, the way they keep us safe, our drugs safe. They don't keep our environmental exposures out of our everyday products, and that's what we need to keep safe.
And Dr. Swan, what's the impact on women when it comes to their reproductive organs and the ability to have a child in the future? Obviously, you're saying it's just mind-blowing that there could be 0 sperm count by 2045. So when it comes to women, how is it affecting them and their bodies?
So the links to women are weaker, in part because women are harder to study. You can get a sperm count, very hard to get an egg count, for example. And even if you had a count, you wouldn't know the quality of the eggs, you wouldn't know what the tubes look like, and so on. So it takes a pretty detailed exam to know what a woman's reproductive health is like. However, we can look at the outcomes, and we can see that miscarriage rates have been going up as fast as sperm counts have been going down. And we see that older women have fewer eggs more often. That's premature ovarian failure. And we see that there are changes in when girls enter puberty, which is significant. So, and it increases their risk, by the way, for later cancers. So as we go through these endpoints, we see they're all decreasing, if you will, getting worse at about 1% per year in men and women.
Countdown to 2046 now. If you want to get Dr. Swan's book, Countdown, it is out now. You can find it in most places where books are sold, like Amazon or Barnes & Nobles. And of course, we'll be right back with more Factor Uncensored in a moment. Very intriguing study right there.